Welcome to FitBody Lifestyle, the show where we dive deep into the world of fitness, health, business, relationships, and the art of living a balanced life. I'm Jami.
And I'm Greg, and we're here to give you the benefit of our experiences in the fitness and bodybuilding industry, the corporate world, running a business, personal development, and building healthy relationships.
Whether you're sweating it out in the gym, hustling in your business, or seeking balance in your everyday life, you're in the right place.
So lace up those sneakers and grab that water bottle, and let's get ready to transform our minds, our bodies, and our lives.
Welcome back to FitBody Lifestyle and today's Fusion Hack. We're so happy to be here with, of course, my sidekick here, Papa Bear.
Oh, sidekick. All right. You know what happens with sidekick? Sidekick always gets killed.
And the lovely Alice Rocha, IFBB Pro, Olympian, extraordinaire.
Pro. Yes.
And we're going to be talking about building your circle within the community. And I just think this is something you're so good at. So it's the perfect topic for you. I see you building like really great, solid relationships. And I think it's something that a lot of people want. So I'm excited to kind of get some tips from you for our listeners that are looking to build more connection.
It has to happen organically. And I think a lot of times we try to find how we're similar in bodybuilding ways, but really it's about finding, how you're similar outside of that as well. That's helped me connect with most people is we figure out that, hey, our personal lives are kind of the same. Oh, well, you kind of, were raised the same I was, or you're into the same, hobbies, or actually my friend Sarah and I were both ex-dancers. We are very similar in that way, I could say.
What kind of dancing?
I did ballet from all middle school, all high school.
Wow.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah,
So we learned something new. I love that.
I did tap, jazz, hip hop, ballroom, but my love was ballet. Ballet was my love, which is why my hips are messed up now.
That's why your hips don't lie.
Yeah, my hips, they don't lie. They tell me bad things every day. But yeah, I think that it has to happen organically. And I'm just grateful that it's usually through a laugh or like a good vibe. You feel people's energy, and it's about finding people who have this similar energy to you.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what are some ideas if people are wanting to kind of start to connect with people and find people? Where have you met people? Where have you had that opportunity to connect? Within the bodybuilding community.
Yeah, actually she's a bikini pro as well, Neji. We met at Nationals, Junior USA's, where I won my pro card, and or Junior Nationals, I'm sorry. And we were talking at like the athlete check-in, getting our numbers. I think even standing in line, sometimes it's awkward. Like you look to your left and your right and everybody's scared. Like nobody really wants to talk to each other because, you're my competition. But those are moments where in those uncomfortable and scary situations, like you find that person to just laugh with. And now we've been friends for, I think, 3 years now. We talk almost every day. Backstage, I've met so many just really nice, funny, kind-hearted people backstage. Because, we're there. Yes, we're competing against each other, but we're all feeling the same. And there's been times where I'm like quiet backstage and I see another girl who's quiet. I'm like, you know what? Let me go crack a joke to her or something. Like, hopefully it'll work. And then you figure out we could be friends. You're actually really cool.
Well, it's also one of the realities of the competition is that being friendly with somebody, it's not like you're running a race against them. It's not like it's a combat sport where you're going to be getting in the ring with them and who throws the first right hook or whatever. It's not like that. It's a sport where you're bringing your best, somebody else is bringing your best. That's your job. The judge's job is to judge. Your job is to perform. So why not be friendly with the person? And I get that everybody's got to go through their own process, and some people don't feel that way. Some people, they have to get, worked up or whatever, and think of their competition as adversaries. And if that's your process, I respect that. But it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't. It could block out a lot of potential blessings in your life too, because I've met people backstage. Selena, she's now on the team with us. Backstage at Patriots, we spoke, we laughed, we had a good time, we pump up together, and now that's one of the best people I've met in like my bodybuilding career. So it's just it's really nice to be able to get past that and just make relationships with people backstage, because the work's been done. The work's done. Once you get to the competition, talk to people, see who you vibe with. I think in the community, especially the bikini community, like we need to lean on each other a little bit more. I wish I had more like people in my area, or, I think it'll come where I start to get closer to people, more people in Florida where we can train or we can go do something. And that's how you build your bodybuilding family,
I love that. And I tell people often, it's been 10 years since I've competed, actually probably about 11 years since I've competed. And I still have relationships with people that I met, just like you just described. Backstage, we would be in line together and we would eventually get to know each other. And actually one of our coaches, Julie, and I used to compete. Like we turned pro. We were always in the same class. We were always right there together. I turned pro at USA's and then she turned pro at Nationals that year. And we're still friends to today. There's people now that are promoting. There's people that are now judging that I used to compete with, And so this community is really, it's a cool, special community. It's like a big reunion. Yeah. And speaking of that,
speaking of that, we're going to our yearly reunion, the Women's Workshop.
Yes.
Which is also, I met girls at Women's Workshop last year that I still talk to on Instagram, just having that 10-minute little conversation with them. And you're like, wow, like it's just you just meet so many, there's just so much opportunity to meet people that it's a lot of blessings. So make sure you don't block that blessing, because coming from someone who I used to be a little bit more introverted, and bodybuilding has actually helped me, be more extroverted, talk to people, build those relationships. So I rather it this way. And I'm excited to go to Women's Workshop too, because it's just every year it's like a new energy, new life, new conversations. It's going to be exciting.
Interested in changing your life or stepping on stage? Join FitBody Fusion today.
Experience the FitBody Fusion difference with tools, knowledge, and community support to reach your healthy and sustainable lifestyle.
We guide thousands on their fitness journeys, from seasoned athletes to those who are simply seeking a healthier life.
Our expert coaches provide personalized plans and unwavering support, empowering you to thrive.
FitBody Fusion is more than just training. It's a community. We understand the challenges of solo fitness journeys, which is why we foster a supportive environment where members encourage and motivate each other.
Join the FitBody Fusion community today and unlock your full potential.
Head to fitbodyfusion.com to sign up for a free consultation.
And do it today.
It's what's cool is I feel like we start the year with a lot of these opportunities, because then the competing starts and there's less opportunities because we're at shows, which are still great for socializing. But sometimes like our FitBody Fusion event, which you'll be at in a couple of weeks as well. And then the Women's Workshop that we're literally going to the airport after we leave here. These are such cool opportunities just because the pressure's not there of the show hanging over your head. So like if you get a chance to go to these, it's great.
And I also think Alice shows up at regular shows that you're not competing in. We've seen you at shows where you're not to support friends or just to make those connections. Or I would like to say you come just to see us, but that would be very very arrogant for me to say.
Give you a little hug.
No, just me. She comes to see me only.
Come to see. I just get the second helping.
Got a rock.
Yeah, I got a rock. But I do. So in that category of attending events, it's not just the events that are, bodybuilding events. It can be the shows. It can be things that are, seminars, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
see, I live in Florida. Any show that's in Florida, I try to go to, whether it's MPC or IFBB, amateur pro, doesn't matter. You're always going to, I mean, you're really seeing a lot of the same people all year round. It's a good opportunity to see friends, keep the fire alive in you too, especially if you're not on stage. It's good to be around the community, get uplifting from people who understand what you're going through, because a lot of times you're the only person around you who is prepping. So when you do go to shows and everybody is doing the same thing, they understand what you're doing, you're like, wow, life makes sense again. Like, these are my people.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
good stuff.
Yeah.
That is so true, because I do feel like, you know, a lot of people that aren't in the competition world, they don't understand like completely everything we go through. I think some people think we're a little nutty, you know?
We are.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
When are you going to stop?
Right.
Never.
So it's really nice to be surrounded by those people that understand and love it the way you love it. And it's
Yeah.
just like, you get to like find your family. And I know you had said that before, kind of like that extended family,
Yeah.
you know, that's
It's
And
nice.
I do think that's one of the things that, as we talk about this, we are. I am not. I'm not. I'm gonna let you guys speak for you, but I'm not advocating about. There's a certain joy of life that comes with being around people with diverse interests and diverse, you know, hobbies and habits and everything, and that's great. This lifestyle of bodybuilding can be very isolating if you do not surround yourself with people who, whether they are competitors or not, they understand, support the lifestyle choices that you make in order to compete. And so at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about. Because I mean,
well, and even within that,
That's right.
they have their own interests, which was kind of, you know, part of what you were saying, is like finding what you have in common, or what might be interesting about other people that isn't just competition related. So like,
Yeah.
kind of like, that's kind of that initial connection, but then being able to dig deeper.
Yeah, like me and Thais, we can talk about astrology for like hours. That's like my person that I'm grateful I met her, because we're into our own, you know, we have a lot of things that we like that are outside of bodybuilding as well. So it's nice to connect in that way. But
Well, and you both probably can speak Portuguese. You speak to
yeah,
each other.
but we speak in, I don't know, we speak in English. Maybe it's because we're in America.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, we both speak in English to each other. That's pretty weird that you say that. But gosh, you said something.
Well, I want to know, like, are there other ways, like, and then if you think of the point, we'll circle back, but are there other ways that you found to connect? So events, shows, attending shows, whether you're competing or not.
I think social media too is a big one. Like now, there's people that I talk to online that I have never met, and it's been 2 years. We're going back and forth, commenting on each other's pictures, giving each other posing advice, or you know what I mean? Like, oh, if you just do this, or do this with your heels, or oh, I'm doing this with my makeup, and we haven't even met ever in person, but you still have that good relationship, because also you're finding the people who click with you and that understand what you're going through. Because you said something before about making sure that the people around you support what you're doing. A lot of times you're around people in the real world and they're like, why are you eating that?
Yeah.
Why are you weighing that? Oh, you have to weigh rice? It's just rice. Like, it gets you to the point where if you're around it all the time and you don't choose your companions wisely, that it makes you just want to be alone.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to anybody because you're like, oh, they're just going to comment on what I'm doing or how I look, or you know what I mean?
And that applies to every endeavor in
Yeah.
life, not just bodybuilding, but it's like when we find people that are in the sport and we see that they have people in their circle that maybe shouldn't be in their circle.
Yeah.
They're not supportive. They're undermining them. They're cutting them down. They're just not supportive and everything. And we feel, I mean, that's the worst, because this can be a very isolating sport.
Yeah.
But you have done such a great job. I mean, I think about your boyfriend, Raphael,
Yeah.
who's so supportive of this, not a competitor.
Not a competitor.
But ultimately, I mean, he's there. I mean, he's your, what does RuPaul call it? Your best Judy. She calls it, your best friend. I mean,
He and I had a great moment when you got your qualification.
Yeah.
We were like going nuts.
yeah. They're the ones that hold your hair when you're throwing up.
Yeah.
And they don't ask why are you throwing up or why'd you drink that or whatever. They're just holding your hair because they're being supportive. And when you think about your best Judy or your best
hold your
friends,
hair all the time.
You do, and I have so much to hold. It always gets in my mouth. And we are over time. This fusion hack, and maybe that wasn't the best way to end it, but that's okay. Anyway,
Are you going to ever do her checkout word from her long episode?
Well, we didn't do a checkout word from your long episode. So, what is your checkout word for this fusion hack? Is not a word.
Clarity.
Clarity.
Ooh,
All right,
I
I
like
like
it.
that. Claro. Yeah.
That was almost it.
It's almost, yeah. I didn't say I was good at the language. Okay. Alice, tell people how to get in a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me on Instagram at Alice Rocha ___. Sorry about
3
that.
underscores.
4.
You
Oh,
only
4
said 3.
underscores.
4 underscores.
And I will always DM back.
You're awesome. And
Thank you.
the 3 tips that we had in this fusion hack were attend events, attend shows, and social media as the 3 tips around building that circle within your circle and finding people who, it's not about just finding like-minded people, it's really finding people who uplift you. And that really should be the criteria for anybody in your circle, is people who make you want to be better, people who uplift you. It's the reason that I have this lovely person
I was
besides
just thinking
me.
the same
yeah,
thing.
so-
You make me want to be better.
yeah, and you do me. And thank you for that. And remember, everybody else, to those of you who want to be better, you can be better by liking, comment, subscribing, and
good
putting your review. And remember the 3 B's:
Be good to yourself.
be good to each other and be
safe.
safe. All right, take care, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to FitBody Lifestyle. We hope today's episode has left you feeling motivated and equipped to tackle your fitness goals, business challenges, and the daily dance of life. Remember to value progress over perfection. Life's tough enough alone. Find the chosen family around you to help you along the way.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite streaming platform. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at FitBody Fusion.